And hey everybody, it's KassienBlack. Welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto Online video here on the channel. And today I'm going to be doing another Cayo Perico guide, but this one's a little different. We're going from one end to the other, back to the beginning. This is going to be a guide to help you with the scope out for Cayo Perico. I know that's actually something I see a lot of people still has trouble with, is dealing with the scope out. It turns a lot of people off doing the heist because they it takes them way too long to get through it. So I'm going to be showing you the easiest route to get through the basics of what you need for the scope out to make sure you can get through what you need done to do what I did in my finale video previously. So this will kind of help you get all that set up, including I'm going to show you how to make the guards weaker and all that. So to start out with here, we're just going to the fast traveling over to where as close as we can to get to the Pelham. So that's what we're going to begin with here. And I definitely want to thank you guys for stopping by here, and appreciate you supporting the channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And of course, if you want to help a brother out, Cash App's going to be in the description. Once again, it's not required, but definitely appreciated if anybody wants to donate. But really all I can ask is that you just like and subscribe, ring the bell. But so to start with here, we're going to go ahead and grab the Sparrow. Getting into the guide here. So we're just going to go fly over toward where the Velum is parked on the beach, and we're just going to use the Sparrow to kill everybody. I actually got really lucky on this run through because I've recorded the preps too. I might do a video on those if you guys want to see a guide on how to do the most common preps. Of course, I got the I didn't get the, because you never get the safe code and the plasma cutter. So spoiler alert on this one. This run through I wound up needing the plasma cutter, but the fingerprint or not the fingerprint. I'm sorry, the safe code's pretty easy to get through. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just go in there, kill the guy, grab the code, die, you're good. Just after you grab the code, let him kill you, and you just spawn outside and everything's good. So prep's over. No fuss, no fuss. So here you see I'm just coming in with the Sparrow, getting back on track here. I just killed everybody with the Sparrow. I hit the Velum once, but it'll take one homing rocket and still function just fine. So I'm still going to fly this bad boy to Cayo. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the trip though, because this part is pretty self-explanatory. You just fly over there if you need to, land and kill them with your gun, however you want to do it. I just prefer to get them with the homing missiles if I can. So just take off. Make sure you this plane will nosedive. There's no way around that. So you just got to make sure you're on the stick the whole time. Just don't zone out while you're flying. I find it's best just to get enough altitude to go the distance. But we go ahead and cut the trip out here. We're just going to go ahead and cut the landing in Cayo Perico. So I always just scope out here to make sure I'm running the heist. I just take whatever secondary loot is here at the airfield. If it's the cocoa or something nice, I'll take it. If there's paintings in the office, I'll figure that in. I'll check that during the intel. I always look at that because paintings basically are just real quick one-stop shop for this place I'm going anyway. So look, the artwork is really nice. So, but we're just going to run over here once we get control back, and we're going to go into the hangar here and check and see what's around. I believe all I'm going to wind up with in this run through is weed and cash for secondaries. Really, I didn't scout around enough to look for any cocoa or anything like that. Believe me, marching powder. You guys know what I'm talking about. The white stuff. But cash and herbal is fine. I mean, I can just fill up the bag with herbal and cash as long as I get out with the full loot bag for the elite challenge. It kind of makes up the difference a little bit. It's not worth going through extraneous amounts of extra shit during the heist, finale just to find a specific secondary. I just take whatever's here and go with it. Because as soon as I finish this, I'll be able to go ahead and start a Dr. Dre contract over again. Which that's actually an underrated money method. That's actually something a lot of people, I don't think, do on repeat a lot. I think a lot of people play like me, played through it once and that was about it, but the replays on it are actually pretty good. So I'm just going to come over here and check and see what's in this one, just in case there is any there is any white stuff, which I don't believe there is. I think it's just more herb and cash. Yeah, so I probably won't even have to come over here during the heist finale. I'll just take whatever's in the hangar over here, and that way I'll just have to drop the one guard and I can get in and out of here real quick. Okay, so now coming up is the real crux of this, because I know that this part of the scope out coming up here is what gets a lot of people. But I found this really good method from, I want to say, I think it was TGG. I think was the first one I saw do this. So credit to you for this one coming up here, TGG. Yeah, so you're going to jump on your motorcycle over here that's always next to that fence. You're going to make your way up through here, cutting across the island. Just watch out for bushes. Just watch where you're going. You don't have to run full speed. Make sure to either go in first person or use your camera. Your analog stick to take the camera down just so you can see where you're going. You want to watch out because the bushes here, they're like yeah. See, well, that's a tree, but still, I mean, they're like it's like they must be Kryptonian bushes because they can just fuck you up. Okay, so what we're going to do is come over here, jump across that road here. So what we're doing is we're coming up on the side here next to the on the left side of the gate. You see the watchtower over there. Now, watching the mini map here on the radar, we're going to watch for the guard in the watchtower who's got the bigger cone of vision to turn away from this area, and we're going to make a beeline here at this cliff line. So if you hit this just right, you can get a good jump on the bike. If you hit it just right here, like a ramp to clear that, you're going to land right around here, and then you can just zip right over here out of their line of sight, and boom, there you go. You are past the guard gate, and you are over here next to actually the communications tower, and a very convenient spot. Now, this route I always take because I always look for the cutting powder. This does help a lot when you're doing the finale. It makes the guards less observant. It also makes them less accurate if they happen to start shooting at you, which can help if you get spotted right on the way out and you're swimming out. They won't be able to hit you hardly at all if you're underwater. Also makes it easier to sneak around them because they're sick. Now, I get lucky here and I find the cutting powder right here in the first spot it can spawn, which is this little shack here in this corner, which is to the west. Yeah, the west, I believe, of the communications tower. So it'll be right back here. So it is here. I always check this spot first because it's on the way to the communications tower. And you can see the comm tower right back there. So I'm going to carefully make my way through here and looking for holes in the fence or places I can jump the bike. I'm also being conscious of looking at where the guards are. To make sure I don't get caught in anyone's cone of vision. I think I think this wasn't the smoothest interaction with this little bitty fence here. Luckily, I had the time to deal with it though. I wasn't going quite fast enough. There we go. However, it's is what it is. We're gonna get through it just fine. Alright, so now we're going to go to the communications tower, and now another thing a lot of people have trouble with is the math puzzle here, even though it's very basic, because you can pretty much tell once you look at the numbers and what the result is, what the symbols are supposed to be. Like usually the one with the X on it's 10 times the number, and then the other one there's one that's 5 and one that's 1. It just depends on how you have to piece it together, but I mean, you can always brute force it, but look, I see 94 here. So I know automatically the 8's going to go to the X. I just clicked the button too many times. There we go. I think I was doing this really early in the morning. Yep, so 5 there and 90, and then 4 to 1. There we go. That was times 2, and then times 1. There you go. So that's how you do the wiring, and now you can always pull out your phone, go to Sightseer, bickety boom. Now, interesting thing is you don't have, if you come back to do further intel, you don't have to do this again. You can actually just pull your phone out and get back on these cameras whenever, when you're on the island. Pretty handy. But we're just going straight for the basement to look at the, because the only things I'm interested in are what's in the basement, what's in the vaults, and then what's in the office. Are there paintings? Because I'm always running this solo. I usually never do Cayo with any help, so I usually just do it, you know, just me. So I'm just looking to see if there's artwork in the office. There's not. So camera 2. So I think at this point, I think I go to 1 or 2 other cameras just for no reason before I realize, oh wait, I don't need to be on these. And I'm just going to cut them off. And now I am going to, yeah, there we go. So now I am going to normally, by this point, I would just actually probably climb the tower and jump off and die, or just run right to the nearest guard and get caught just to get back to the plane quicker. But for the purposes of this guide, while I was doing this, I decided to go ahead and record it since it was such a good run of the scope out. I actually got through everything pretty quickly on the first try. I thought it would make a good guide video. I just decided to go and I'm going to show you the oh wait, no, actually I wouldn't do that. I'd jump off the water tower. Take that back. I would go poison the water first. So I was staying corrected on what I just said like 2 seconds ago. So, because I forgot I'm going to the water tower now. So I would actually jump off the water tower and die to get back to the plane, but I'm going to show you where the other 2 spots that this cutting powder can spawn are. Because like I said, I just had such a decent run through of the scope out here. I thought it would make a good, you know, everything hit on the first try. I thought it would make a good guide video for everybody, people that are having trouble with it. But really, though, once you get down that jump with the bike, the rest of it's just cream cheese. From there on out, it's just good. Oh, man, speaking of cream cheese, man, that Panera. Cinnamon Crunch Bagel. Sorry, you guys got to forgive me. I got the munchies. Alright, so with the cutting powder, what you're going to do once you have it is take it to one of the 2 water towers on the island. There's one here, and I'll go ahead and using this one because it's convenient to where I'm at and where I'm headed. There's also one on the north part of the island, over next to that other set of lockups near the north dock. You'll see if you have to go over there, you can actually, once you pick up the cutting powder, you've got it with you until you use it, or the heist is over, or you start the finale anyway. So you just bring it to the top of this tower or the other one and activate it, and you will open the. You're going to open the tower, dump in the chemical. And the water on the island is now contaminated. So during the finale, El Rubio's guards will be weakened. So they will have a much worse aim. They will also succumb to gunfire more quickly. Like if you shoot them in the chest, even though if they're armored, they're going to go to the ground quicker and stay pinned down quicker, and they're going to also die a little faster because they're ill. They have less HP. So, and they are going to be much less accurate and shoot less often. So that also affects the helicopter pilot. So everyone on the island is affected by that. The only one I don't think is El Rubio for whatever reason. I guess he's got his own private water supply. But anywho, so this little Quonset hut looking building right here, this guy right here in the front, you're gonna, oh wait, stuck to the wrong wall. So right here in front of those barrels, I'm gonna actually walk over here and point at it. That's the second spot that the cutting powder can spawn in. And you saw it when I picked it up earlier. It was just a flashing little box. Now the other one is actually way over here, closer to the actual gate. But luckily the route over here is actually pretty safe. Once you get to this point, you can actually, as long as you're moderately careful and paying some bit of attention, you can usually sneak through this part pretty easily. There's also a few other lockups here you can scout if you want. Not that I would want to be trying to get through this shit during the heist finale. Especially these days, now that the guards and the helicopter pilots and everybody, they see dead bodies. So there's that. Yeah, so you're going to come over here, just cross the water, jump on this next dock here, and then you're going to want to make sure that the guard's not looking this way when you're coming up behind him, but you're going to go if there is a guard over here anyway. You're going to come up and go between these two buildings here to the right. Now there's a little cluster of 3 buildings up here, and the one that has the cutting powder is the one that's kind of set back behind these two, up on this little bitty hill here. This guy, down here. Sorry, it's this one with the roof on it, the actual little building, the shack. Yeah, so the cutting powder, if it spawns here, will be right over here in this corner, right back here where I'm pointing. So yeah, make sure you get the cutting powder. It's worth the extra little bit, like minute or 2, that you'll spend in the prep, just in case something happens during the finale, especially if you wind up needing to actually shoot a guard down. Now here I got caught intentionally because I was already done with what I needed to do, so I just wanted a quick ride back to the airfield so I can get my plane. So there you go, Cayo scope out, made easy. It's that quick and easy. Once you get that little jump down at the guard tower, the rest of it, cake. So I hope that helps some of you guys. And like I said, just like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Share this out there. Help everybody out. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.